Hey guys, it's Han. I hope you're all well and having a good day. I am so excited about today's video. I feel like it's been a really long time since we've done a testing video here on my channel, and to be honest, I haven't been this excited about a launch in so long. So as you can tell from the title and the thumbnail, today we are going to be testing the new Missguided beauty range, which I've got a really wide range of the products here with me to test. I feel like for a first launch, they've actually got a really good range of products in there. So we've got some skincare bits. I've just used the eyebrow pencil, which I'm going to talk about in a second. We've got the Complexion products and also the lip products as well. So we're going to be testing all of it out and then doing a full kind of like roundup and review of it at the end. But overall, first impressions so far, I love the look of this, even like the packaging and everything. I feel like it's very on brand for Missguided. Just the whole vibe of it is very Missguided, and it's vegan, it's cruelty free. The price point on a lot of these products is really great as well. I don't think there's a single product that's actually over £15. Everything is around like £8 to £12, I want to say. So super affordable, vegan, cruelty free, everything that we like. So yeah, I'm very excited to be filming this. This is in collaboration with Missguided. As you guys know, I do have a running contract with them. They are hands down my favorite brand to work with. Like, I'm very proud to work with Missguided, and even though it is sponsored, of course I will be giving you guys my honest thoughts and opinions and picking out what I think are the best products of this range. All of the information for the beauty range will be down below as well as links to Missguided Instagram and everything else. You can find all of that in the description bar. So without further ado, I feel like we should probably start with the brow pencil first, because you guys know I always do my brows before I come on camera, just because I feel like when I've not got eyebrows on, I actually am a different person. I did film it for you guys. I used the Oh Hey Brow Micro Precision Brow Pencil. Oh, this is actually the shade Super Dark, which makes sense because I'm pretty sure I meant to order this in the shade dark. I didn't actually check the shade just until then, because obviously I assumed it would be dark. And I did think it was a little bit darker than what the swatch was on the website. So this is actually the shade Super Dark. They have 4 shades of this in the range. I've got like a little notes file here of everything on my phone in case you see me looking at my phone. I want to give you guys all the prices, the shades, that kind of thing. So the brow pencil is £8, which I feel like is a really good price point. It does also have a really nice brush, like a nice spoolie brush on the end, which I use to comb through my eyelashes as well. This, I could tell for a brow pencil, was super pigmented. So I just used a super light hand. Obviously my hair is quite dark at the minute anyway, so I feel like overall it's absolutely fine. It's a little bit darker than what I would usually do for my brows, but really like the fact that it's cool toned. Just in terms of the application as well, it feels really creamy, but not so creamy that it's not going to last throughout the day. It just applied really nice. It's actually probably one of my favorite brow pencils I've used in a while, if I'm going to be totally honest. So yeah, I was really happy with that. And then I just popped on some concealer and a little bit of eyeshadow through my crease as well, because the one thing that they don't have yet is eyeshadow. So just gone ahead and pop that on so that it's done. Also, I just want to like quickly say, how cute is this top? As I was like getting up to get more products, but this again is also Missguided. I just picked this out of my wardrobe. I feel like it looks a bit weird when I'm like really close up, because you can't really see the actual cut of the sleeves and everything, but I'm just like so obsessed with this. It's like the cutest little top ever. Okay, so one other product that I want to use before I continue with the eyes is this, which is the hashtag no filler, can't relate but still, the hashtag no filler plumping lip gloss. So this is £9. Obviously it comes in just like one universal shade, as it's a plumping gloss. I don't know why, but I always get scared to use things like this because you never really know like how painful they're gonna be. Do you know what I mean? I actually really like the applicator for that, the fact that it's a brush. It's very glossy, which is nice. Okay, I'm just gonna let that sit on. I feel like it looks nice when you've got like a clear gloss on anyway, when you've got nothing else on your skin. And then to quickly finish off the eyes, because I feel like most of these products are complexion products, so I'm just gonna leave the eyes like super simple. But I did pick up the Girl Glide Matte Liquid Eyeliner, which I believe is £9. Yeah. So this comes in the matte finish, which is what I picked up, and you can also get it in a gloss finish as well. I just prefer my liquid liners to be matte black. Ooh, Okay, that feels nice. Actually looks pretty pigmented. It's quite a firm tip, but I prefer that. I quite like a pen liner as well when it's like a little bit slimmer, which is what I would say this is. I'm gonna give this a little go on the eyes. Okay, I've just done like a little baby half wing just because I don't want to do like some thick liner when I can't put any more lashes on than what I've got on. First impressions, it's quite a like dry formula, which I don't necessarily think is the worst thing. It reminds me a lot of my KVD Beauty, like the tattoo liner. If anyone really likes that. In terms of the applicator as well, it's quite like a stiff pen applicator, which I actually quite like just because I find that it's just really, really easy to get a straight and like defined line. Okay, and then onto skin. This is probably what I'm most excited about in terms of products. So I've just gone ahead and moisturized and primed my face. We've got the foundation, which is the Meet Your Match foundation. So those are the shades 10 and 11, which I feel like 11 is probably more what I am tone wise, like as in terms of like my undertones, but 10 is a little bit lighter. So I think I'm just gonna mix them both together. I tend to mix all of my foundations anyway when I do like my normal makeup. So the foundation is £12 and they have 25 shades in the initial launch, which I'll put a full picture of the shade range here. I feel like it's definitely not the worst for a first launch. Obviously there's room for growth and room for more shades to come out as well. I feel like £12 is definitely a good price point as well. So we're gonna give this a little go. I don't know what it is about trying new foundation, but it's like a product that I just always get really excited to try. It says on the bottle as well that it is a demi matte foundation in terms of the finish, so we'll see how that goes. I actually don't personally mind a demi matte finish. I feel like even though my skin is a little bit drier, I can usually get away with things being like natural matte. First impression though, the coverage of that looks absolutely beautiful. Obviously I've only applied quite a thin layer. I feel like with foundations that are more like matte as opposed to dewy, I tend to stipple them into the skin a little bit more rather than doing like circular motions. So I'm just going to press this into my skin. Also, side note, I feel like my skin is actually getting a little bit better, which is nice. I don't know if it's those like anti-acne pills that I've been taking or what, but I feel like it's definitely cleared up compared to when I vlogged the other day. If anyone saw my last video, my skin was not being nice to me. Okay, overall so far I'm actually really impressed with this. I definitely would agree with the fact that it's demi matte. It's not like super glowy, but it's also not like matte. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of just, it looks like my skin, but like a little bit more coverage, if you know what I'm saying. Also, this lip plumper, actually really comfortable. It's not very like tingly at all. I feel like it's maybe made like a tiny bit of difference to my lips, but it's not like a full-on Too Faced lip injections, like that kind of vibe, which to be honest, I would rather it wasn't like that anyway. Like I don't like plumping lip glosses that are too tingly. All right, overall first impression of this foundation, I'm obsessed with it. This is probably my favorite product so far. Obviously we need to see how it wears throughout the day and everything else, but I feel like it just looks really, really pretty. Okay, and then we've got another product that I'm so excited to try because you guys know how much I love cream bronzer. So this is the Meet Your Match contouring stick. Okay, so this is £9 and there are 10 shades. I got the shade D8 because I wanted this for contouring, which I'll swatch it on my hand there so that you can see. So you guys know I am a cream bronzer person, like especially when it comes to sticks as well. Like that's my favorite way to cream bronze. So I'm going to use this the same way that I would use any cream bronzer in terms of a stick. So I'm just going to take a buffing brush and I'm just going to get some of the product on the brush. I prefer doing that to drawing it on just because you can kind of like warm up the product a little bit as well. On the back as well, this says it's a cream to powder texture to smooth and define. It contains argan oil, vitamin E and marshmallow root extract, which is interesting. Haven't heard of that before. But yeah, it says it's cream to powder, which I can kind of feel because it does feel a little bit dry on my skin there. I mean, my skin in general is just dry. So I feel like, especially with products like this, it's kind of just important to get a little bit on the brush first, just because it will warm it up and then basically give you a better blend overall. So yeah, I'm just gonna stipple that into the skin, and again, you just want to press it. You don't want to do like circular motions because that will disturb like the foundation underneath, which so far that is beautiful. Okay. I'm gonna pop a little bit on my chin. Do you know what, guys, this is probably the best my skin has looked in a while. Like, I actually can't stop looking in the viewfinder because I feel like this just looks so pretty. Okay, and then concealer. This is where I've messed up a bit, okay? I'm not gonna lie. So this is the Meet Your Match concealer, which looks like so. As you can see, the shade that I got is not right. So this concealer is £8 and it comes in 10 shades. So this is actually the lightest shade because I genuinely looked at the pictures and thought, like, it didn't look super light, and obviously I do like a little bit of a highlight under my eyes and everything else, so I just went with the lightest shade, and I've actually done myself dirty because you can tell there. I mean, let me swatch this on the back of my hand next to the foundation and everything else. Like, that is light. So I'm not really sure what to do about that. I mean, I've actually made a fool of myself here, to be honest. What does it say about this concealer? It says it's a mattifying finish with hydrating aloe vera juice, vitamin E and zinc for UVA protection, SPF 6. Interesting. Worst comes to worst, I'll just put a little bit of foundation over the top, but I do just want to see how this concealer blends out. So everyone just ignore me and try not to cringe at the fact that this concealer is way too light. I really like the applicator. It's kind of like a, what kind of applicator would you call that? It's kind of like a double-sided, like flexible applicator. I really love applicators like this, especially for lip glosses and things as well. Okay, first impression, not actually like, I mean, I just look crazy. Is anyone gonna take me seriously? Probably not, but still, I'm gonna tell you anyway. First impressions, actually not like a ton of pigment in the concealer, which, I mean, it looks like there is on camera because obviously it's very light compared to the rest of my skin right now. But I kind of had to like double layer that a little bit just because you can see right at the top where I put the first layer down, there wasn't like a ton of like colour payoff in it. So I'm just going to start with that. That actually might work as a blessing in disguise because it is so light. I was kind of thinking as well, I was like, oh, like maybe it'll oxidize a little bit and, you know, it'll all work out and whatever else. But, oh, do you know what? In fact, that's actually not that bad. Do you know what? I feel like we can actually make that work. Like, that's actually not that light now that it's been blended in. Especially when it concealer's set with powder as well. It always dulls down a little bit, which is why I was trying to like judge it up in my head, because if anything, I always prefer a concealer to be too light than too dark, because you can kind of work with something that's too light, but you can't really do a lot to a concealer that's too dark for your skin. Okay, so that is that layer of concealer blended in. It looks smooth. I feel like I kind of stick to what I say in the sense of there's actually not like, it's not the most pigmented concealer I've ever used, which if you're the sort of person you'd like something really natural. I mean, what does it say? It just says it's mattifying. It doesn't say anything in terms of the coverage or whatever else. If you're the sort of person that you like a really natural coverage with your concealer, then I feel like you would really like that. If you're the sort of person that likes a heavier concealer and you like to really use your concealer like to cover everything up and whatever else, you probably wouldn't, just because it's not the most pigmented concealer I've ever used. They don't have a loose powder in this like first initial launch, so I'm just using like any loose powder that I have on a little puff just to set that in place. Okay, so that is how my skin is looking. Obviously my under eye is quite bright at the minute. I still need to bronze and warm everything up. But overall, I feel like I look nice and smooth. Onto bronzer, we've got the Instant Vacay Bronze Duo. This is in the shade Dark. So there's actually only 2 shades of this at the minute. So yeah, there's basically 2 shades, and both shades have this like split pan situation with a bit of a lighter and a bit of a darker shade. So definitely room for growth in the shade range of this as well. This is £10, which I feel like is a pretty fair price point for a bronzer. It's very affordable, so I'm gonna give this a go. I think I'm just gonna like swirl both together and just see how that goes. And then I'm just gonna dust a little bit around the temples of my head, and then I like to just go over with a sponge just to make sure it's not too heavy. It's actually a really, really nice shade for contouring, so I'm just gonna connect that up to my brow. I always do the sides of my nose. I mean, you guys have seen me contour my nose like 101 times, but I always do the sides just down to the tip of like the tip of my nose, the tip of the tip. And I always connect it up. That's really, really important just to make it look a bit more natural. I mean, that looks heavy at the minute, but I will blend it out. And then I always like to do the very bottom of my nose. That honestly makes so much difference. It just gives your nose like a really nice lift. And then I'm just gonna, again, just tap with a sponge. You don't want to like swipe or anything else because it will ruin the structure that you've done underneath. Okay, and then onto highlighter. Something I'm really excited about. Again, testing new highlighters is just something that really excites me. So they've got 4 shades of this, and this is again £10. This is called the Highlight Powder. It says it's a buildable texture for the perfect radiant glow, enriched with sweet almond oil and vitamin E. So I've got the shades Glowing Out Out and Iced Out. Okay, so I feel like Glowing Out Out, which is this one, is obviously lighter and also a little bit more pink. And then Iced Out is slightly darker and more of a gold tone. So I think I'm gonna try Iced Out just because I prefer my highlighters to be a little bit more goldy than pink. Ooh. Okay, that is actually really pretty. I like the fact that it's not like sparkly chunky. It's just really nice and like illuminating. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's not glittery or anything like that. It just gives a really nice glow. Oh my god, I just realized we have cream highlighter that I've not used. We'll try that on my like collarbones or something. There's something about cream highlighter, I just always forget to use it. Okay, and then next up we've got blush. I always do blush after highlighter. So this is £8, I want to say. Yeah, so this is £8 and there are 6 shades. I picked out the shade FOMO, which is kind of like a peachy pink colour. I believe all of these are matte, and yeah, it says a high pigment matte blush powder with a buildable texture that melts into the skin for an ultra radiant finish. It's actually very pigmented for a blush. I feel like I've just put way too much on. Yeah, I kind of like to like sweep it up onto the nose a little bit and then blend it back. I actually really like that in terms of the colour. It just looks like a natural like flush of the cheeks, which is what I personally like quite like with a blush. Okay, and then onto lips, probably what I'm most excited about. So we've got 2 lip pencils in the shade Don't At Me, which is the lightest shade in the range, and then No Drama, which I'm pretty sure these are only £6. Yeah, so these are literally only £6, which is super affordable in my opinion. So the lighter one is Don't At Me, and then that one is No Drama. I feel like No Drama is probably more me. And then we've got a couple of lipsticks. They've basically got a range of more like dewy lipsticks and then also matte lipsticks as well, which I'm pretty sure, again, let me check, the lipsticks are £8.50. So in the matte range, we've got the shade Bougie. Really like the packaging of these. Like I love the fact that it's got the little M like embossed into the top of the lipstick. I feel like that looks really cool. Actually feels like pretty creamy for a matte as well, which is nice. And then in the like creamy gimme lip, we've got the shade No Way Rosé and the shade Don't At Me, which is, I'm guessing, going to be a similar shade to the lip liner. So, ooh, they feel very creamy. So we've got No Way Rosé, which is down there. It's quite purpley. It's not really like my kind of lipstick. I don't tend to wear lipsticks that purpley, but actually quite a pretty colour and feels very nice. That is going to be what I use today, I think. Actually reminds me a lot of Penelope Pink from Charlotte Tilbury. If anyone's used that, you guys know that was probably my favourite lipstick of all time at one point. We've got a few lip glosses which are £7.50. Again, really affordable. I pulled this lip gloss out of the packaging and actually wanted to die. I put this on my stories. I was like, I need to bathe in this lip gloss. It is so beautiful. So this one here is the shade Glazed Over. Really like the applicator of these as well. They're kind of like that tapered, like flexible doe foot, if you can see. I feel like my camera's not really focusing properly, but I really love this kind of applicator for gloss. I feel like it's really satisfying to apply. Okay, so I've just swatched that one like right in the middle there, if anyone can see. Like, you can see the shine of it there. It's got like really fine pieces of sparkle in, which I really like the look of. And then we've also got a little bit licky which is such a cute name. Really like the formula of these by the looks of it. They look quite sheer and glossy, which is what I want in a gloss. I don't like a gloss that's got like a ton of pigmentation, because that's what I put lipstick on underneath for, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm going to use the shade No Drama in the lip pencil. I'm then going to go in with Don't At Me from the lipsticks, and then we're going to finish off with the shade Glazed Over from the gloss. I actually love this makeup look so much. I did have to add a little bit of a darker lip liner just to the No Drama pencil, just because it was a little bit light for me. But overall, I am obsessed with this makeup look. I have also got a Superfix spray that Missguided have brought out as well, which we love a good setting spray. So I'm going to give this a go too. Which this is £10, and it says it's a long-lasting fix without stickiness, applied to face with eyes closed. Okay, so we're gonna try and not aim this at the cat. Oh my gosh, okay, so that's actually quite like a powerful spray. I feel like when it's an aerosol, it's usually quite a light spray, but that actually dispenses a lot of product, as you can see. But I quite like that. Like, I drown myself in setting spray. Just gonna put a little bit of the liquid highlighter on my collarbones just to see what that looks like. So this is the Highlights liquid highlighter, and this is £12, so it's actually one of the more expensive products in the range, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna give this a little go. It comes with a little doe foot applicator. This is in the shade Prinks, which I love that name. I feel like the day we're able to have pre-drinks and go out again will be the best day ever. Thank you. Just gonna pop some of this on my collarbone. It looks so pretty. Really like this top. Like, side note, just don't really have any tops like this. You can't really see where I've put that there. Actually blends into the skin really nicely. I always get a bit funny with liquid highlighters because some of them like really disrupt product underneath, and I have got instant tan on today, but that's just blended in like perfectly into the tan. But yeah, overall very happy. I would class this as a success. I feel like the overall makeup look is really cute. In terms of my favorite products and things that I would recommend to you guys, and things that I'm definitely going to keep in my makeup bag and reuse and love, probably the foundation is my favorite, I'm gonna say. I just feel like my skin looks really skin-like, but it's got a really nice amount of coverage as well. It feels really lightweight on the skin, which I love. Foundation is 100% a hit for me. I'm definitely going to be using that again. I loved the formula of this lip pencil. I need to get a darker shade just because that No Drama shade was a little bit too light, so I'm excited to try that again. Love this lipstick in the shade Don't At Me. The whole lip combo in general with the gloss as well, I really love. Contour stick I will definitely be using again. I feel like the tone and like the shade of that I really like. Brow pencil I will definitely be using again. It's probably one of my favorite products in this again. I think I'm gonna get a shade lighter and get the shade dark just so I have that to keep too. Concealer I'm not obsessed with. I feel like the concealer is the one thing that I maybe wouldn't really reach for as much again. The bronzer, the blush and the highlighter I all really like. I feel like they've all blended really well into the skin. Overall pretty much everything is a hit hits for me personally. Let me know in the comments down below if you've picked any of these products up as well, or if you're going to and what you're going to try, because I would love to know. And a big thank you to Missguided for collaborating with me on this video, and a big congratulations to them for launching their first collection of beauty products. I'm gonna get going anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you so much as always, and I will see you in the next one.